Yellowstone National Park is famous for its spectacular geysers and hot springs. It is home to a huge variety of wildlife. Yet it also has another secret that is unknown to most people. Most of the animals living in the park live with chronic pain. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Animal Logic. Today, we'll be looking at Yellowstone's wildlife and how they cope with pain. There are around 67 mammal species in Yellowstone, including gray wolves, grizzly bears, black bears, bison, elk, moose, coyotes, foxes, beavers, bighorn sheep, and mountain goats. The park has the largest concentration of large mammals in the lower 48 United States and is home to more than half of the world's gray wolves. Yellowstone's geothermal features cover around 20% of the park. That's nearly 430 square miles, or 1,113 square kilometers. Its geothermal areas are shaped by faults in the Earth's crust and are fed by water from rain, snow, and streams that seep into the ground. But these geothermal features can be dangerous. In 2016, a woman visiting Yellowstone was badly burned when she walked into a hot spring to cool off on a hot day. So while there are plenty of things to look out for in the park, such as bears and bison, one thing you might not expect is the heat. Yet some of the animals living in Yellowstone seem very comfortable around the geysers and hot springs. And despite living in an environment that would be inhospitable to most other creatures, they have flourished here. One example is the yellow warbler. They nest near hot springs, where the warmer temperatures allow them to lay eggs earlier in the year and have a longer breeding season. In fact, birds often prefer to nest close to hydrothermal areas. A study published in 2019 found that birds nesting near hot springs were more successful at raising chicks than those who didn't. The researchers suggested that predators like snakes and rodents are less active near the hot springs, and so the birds nesting there were less likely to be disturbed. It has been suggested that birds which nest near warm water may also benefit from the extra heat, which could speed up their metabolism and increase their ability to find food. Another animal that seems happy to live amongst the hot springs is the common merganser. These ducks feed by diving underwater and often feed on small fish. And since many of the hot springs are quite deep pools of water, they are ideal places for the ducks to hunt for fish. While other duck species struggle to find food under the ice during winter, mergansers can dive under the ice and feed in the hot springs, giving them a survival advantage. Scientists think that the heat from the springs may also prevent the ducks' prey from freezing and make it easier for them to capture food. Of course, the water in the hot springs is too hot for the ducks to stay in for long periods of time, but some animals are happy to take the heat. In Yellowstone's Mammoth Hot Springs, you'll find colonies of thermophilic bacteria that grow in colors ranging from orange to green to black. These bacteria are called Extremophiles because they thrive in extreme conditions, and they convert sulfur compounds released by vents in the hot springs into energy. This makes them a source of nutrition for the animals that eat them, such as elk. Elk are one of Yellowstone's largest herbivores and play an important role in the park's ecosystem. Their hooves help to disperse seeds, and their grazing habits shape the types of plants that grow throughout the area. However, when elk eat the thermophilic bacteria growing on the rocks around the hot springs, they may get more than they bargained for. The bacteria grows on rocks coated in calcium carbonate, which forms a crunchy lattice around the vents. When elk or other animals eat the bacteria, they also ingest the rocks. These rocks then grind in the animals' stomachs, causing them pain and irritation. As well as impacting the animal's digestive system, the sharp edges of the rocks can cause ulcers and even ruptures in the stomach lining. While you might think that these animals would learn not to eat the bacteria after experiencing the pain once, it can actually become a positive feedback loop. The bacteria gives the elk minerals such as calcium, making them healthier and larger. Larger elk are more likely to be dominant in the herd, and therefore more likely to pass on their genes. So eating the bacteria is an evolutionary advantage, even though it causes them pain. If this wasn't strange enough, there's even evidence that these bacteria could be passed through the elk's digestive system without being digested at all. Elk dung contains more calcium than the plants they eat, suggesting that they are able to absorb the mineral from the bacteria without digesting it. And analysis of the bacteria found in the elk's dung showed that it matched the bacteria grown on the rocks around the hot springs. Elk aren't the only animals affected by Yellowstone's geothermal features. Bison are also impacted by the rocks coated in thermophilic bacteria. Like elk, they also eat the bacteria along with the rock. However, it seems that bison may be better equipped to handle the rocks. A study found that bison had more developed molar teeth than cattle, allowing them to grind the rocks more easily. Molars are used for grinding food, and the researchers believe that these teeth evolved specifically to deal with the hard rocks that the bison eat. Cattle don't live in an environment where they need to eat rocks, so their teeth are less suited to grinding them. The study suggests that the geological features in Yellowstone may have played a role in the evolution of the bison's teeth. As well as posing a physical threat, the geothermal features can also impact the way that animals move around the park. Wolves in Yellowstone travel vast distances every year, covering up to 400 square miles, or 1,036 square kilometers, in a single day. Wolves are highly adaptable and live in packs to help them hunt a variety of prey. They play an important role in shaping the ecosystem by preying on the sick and weak animals, helping to keep the population numbers down. Yet they face challenges in Yellowstone. While the park is huge, it is split in two by the Yellowstone River. Wolves need to cross the river to meet new members of their species and breed. Otherwise, the populations will become inbred and unsustainable. But crossing the river can be risky. During spring, summer and fall, when the river is high, wolves are forced to take long detours to find suitable places to cross. But in winter, when the river freezes over, they can travel much more easily across the ice. Wolves often use established animal paths to cross the river, which are easier for them to navigate than breaking their own trail through the snow. A study found that wolves traveled almost 30 fewer miles each year when crossing the river in winter. The researchers suggest that the wolves either changed their behavior in response to the rising water levels, or that climate change was causing spring and fall to last longer, forcing the wolves to travel further. It seems that Yellowstone's geothermal features are not just interesting sights for tourists, but are an integral part of the animals' lives, influencing everything from where they nest to what they eat to how far they travel. Yellowstone is home to one of the largest and most intact ecosystems in the world. It shows us just how important it is to protect natural environments so that animals have the freedom to roam and live their lives. If you like this video, you might enjoy our other videos about Yellowstone, such as the largest animal in Yellowstone, which you can watch here. Thanks for watching. See you next time.